Budget 2019 plans to make significant upgrades and improvements to training and post-secondary education across the province by working with colleges and universities to put incentives in place for post-secondary institutions to provide the education and training students need to ensure they are better equipped for the jobs of tomorrow. Sault College President Ron Common is particularly pleased about the creation of the new internship program called the Northern Ontario Skilled Labor Funding Stream. That's the establishment of programs to encourage people to enter the skilled trades and the creation of a one-window portal that will make entry into an apprenticeship as easy as applying to a college or university. Executive Director of the Sault's Innovation Centre, Peter Bruin, said reforming post-secondary economic performance output via the establishment of the expert panel on post-secondary intellectual property is a significant admission that Ontario has not been able to convert enough of its incredible research power into high-value jobs. Performing on this item alone, he added, will create many thousands of well-paid jobs in the midterm and build globally competitive companies across Ontario. Sault MPP Ross Romano said he's looking forward to collaborating with Northern Post-Secondary Education and Innovation Centres to ensure the workforce has the skills required for jobs coming up.
A lot of teachers I talk to, and I take endless calls from teachers, and I talk to them, they're very reasonable. They don't agree with the teachers.
Premier Doug Ford warned teachers yesterday not to pull this strike nonsense, with a likely challenging round of bargaining set to start as soon as this month. Teachers' unions have already expressed concerns about a recent education announcement from the government, which includes larger class sizes for grades 4 to 12. That will mean thousands of teaching jobs are lost, they say, though the education minister has said no teacher will involuntarily lose their job. The Progressive Conservative government's recent budget pegged education spending growth at 1.2%, but that increase is largely due to higher student enrollment instead of new programs and is lower than the rate of inflation. Teachers and education workers' contracts expire at the end of August, and the government has signaled its intent to start negotiations as early as April 29th. Ford added that before the ink was even dry on election day, they declared war on us. The unions, not the teachers. President of the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation, Harry Bischoff, said there's no war on government, adding that they're making every effort to reach out to the government to try to establish a productive dialogue in order to resolve any issues that might arise. Ford also said an August 31st expiry date for teachers' contracts, right before kids go back to school, will never happen again under his government. But Education Minister Lisa Thompson was less equivocal. She said that she respects the Premier, but she also respects the consultation process and the importance of good faith conversations with Labour partners and education partners. Boards and teachers have also expressed concerns about Thompson's announcement that starting in 2020-21, students will be required to take a minimum of 4 credits out of 30 through e-learning courses. Ontario is looking at merging ambulance services, but the Premier is guaranteeing that the move will not result in fewer paramedics. In its budget last week, the Progressive Conservative government said it plans to streamline the way land ambulance dispatch services are delivered by integrating the 59 emergency health services operators and 22 dispatch centres. The Association of Municipalities of Ontario said the government told them that their intent is to move to 10 ambulance services through restructuring. Executive Director Pat Vanini wrote in a recent letter that AMO is shocked with the news and that there is no ready information on the government's plan to do this restructuring, how it was determined, let alone what happens to cost sharing. AMO said yesterday that the government had since assured them it would work with the association as well as municipal governments and stakeholders. Premier Doug Ford said that no firm decisions have yet been made and added that service would not go down. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Premier Doug Ford's government has yet to indicate the priority building projects it will partner with his government to build. The delays are putting jobs at risk as the summer construction season approaches. Trudeau's comments come months ahead of a federal election in which Ontario will be a key battleground.
Current Conservative government in Ontario has not approved a single infrastructure project with the federal government over the past year. So we have a large amount of money ready to be invested in tangible infrastructure projects like public transit that are so important for municipalities, for Ontarians, for businesses, and the provincial government under Doug Ford does not want to partner with us to make those investments.
I can confirm that John Britton, a 60-year-old man from Penticton, has been charged with 1 count of second-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree murder.
A city employee has been charged with 4 counts of murder after a series of shootings in Penticton, BC. 68-year-old John Britton is charged in the deaths of 2 men and 2 women. RCMP Superintendent Ted DeJager said those killed were in their 60s and 70s.
As the families of the victims on Cornwall Street have requested privacy, and there is no operational requirement to further our investigation, we will not be releasing the names of the victims. Our preliminary investigation has determined that the accused and each of the victims were known to each other. The question of motive remains under investigation.